You're watching Soccer Night in Detroit.
Welcome. It's me, Hannah Crum, with two legends.
Okay, me, Steve.
Steve.
And Madcat.
And Madcat.
This guy right here. Every time you score, he has to play this song for you. Every time, every single time. David, he appears. I believe in Derek. Let's go. Guess where I happen to be? Yes, it's a cold day. Yes, it's over a month away. But I am at the friendly confines of Keyworth Stadium. We are a month away from the USL Championship season, literally under a month away. So I'm in Hamtramck today, getting some punchki in town, wearing my Justin Verlander jersey. And Steve's in a nice warm place in Hamtramck.
Yeah, I'm stuck in the newsroom. I said I would be a little bit late with recycling on a Wednesday because the Punchy Run is coming up this upcoming Saturday. So I did.
That's why I'm down in Hamtramck today.
Yeah, so here I am at the home studio, and you're in Hamtramck at another location. Oh my!
Yes. Yes. So, like I said, heading down to get some punchki today at the New Palace Bakery just down the street from here. So. Yeah, we figured, what the hell? Might as well do that.
That's the main headquarters for Punchkis in Hamtramck. For a long time, when this journey started almost 40 years ago, was the old Oasis Bakery in Hamtramck. Now it's a marijuana shop. Go figure.
Yeah, New Palace is the only game in town.
Probably so, yeah.
Yeah, because the other place, like you said, the other place is now a marijuana shop. Interesting. I might see if they have any of my favorite drink there. Never mind. We are not sponsored by Loom, unfortunately. Anywho.
Well, listen, I was out today. I was out yesterday, believe it or not, paying the bill and then getting out to the friendly confines so far of Michigan 20th Street. My first visit since the demolition of the old Southwestern Hospital began. And that was an interesting sight. And I shot some video and some photos. And let's show you my report right now. I am reporting to you right now from the Michigan and 20th Street site, future home of Detroit City FC. And since last Saturday, when you saw an update on Soccer Night Detroit, the crane is still working. I could tell like that. And they have, I think, almost got a lot of the chunks of the south side of the former Southwestern General Hospital still holding on. You could clearly see through the entire hospital, like I said. Oh my, it's really good to hollow out the entire hospital. Look at that from top to bottom. I think the elevator staff, since we last report to you, is totally gone. I think about a third of the building is still up there, and I think they're making really good progress. As you can see, you can't see from the banner, they're spraying water just to weigh down the dust, as they say, and look at the rubble. I must say, look at the rubble. I'm still stuck in tow, but look at the rubble. They have gotten a lot down since construction started last Saturday. So, and they have a lot of way to go. A lot of ways to go until this hospital is totally gone. And I think I haven't shot from the side. I was thinking of shooting it, but there's snow on the freeway overhead, so I'm not going to risk it. So that is the latest from Michigan and 20th, the future home of Alumni Vale, home of DCFC.
Great report, by the way, as far as that goes. First, I stopped by there Saturday myself, shared a couple pictures that we shared on Soccer Night in Detroit prior to the match against Louisville Triumph, and it's coming along real nice.
Yeah, you noticed that the big either elevator shaft or staircase have been torn down from the south side of the stadium. And like I said, you can see holes from the other side where the freeway is at. You know what I mean? I couldn't take a photo of the because the snow is still covered the actual pavement freeway. So that's all I was going to get. It's coming around. Also took another picture, and this was very cool. I took a picture of the building that's still standing there, and in the wraparound was the building that's going to replace it, which is kind of cool.
Oh yeah. So I mean, it's like I said, it's coming along real nice. Should be done. From what I hear, within a week or so.
Yeah, probably a week or two. You know what I mean? They're making progress along. It's depending on the weather. They got some good weather yesterday. It was 40 degrees. Still doing it. Kind of nippy today, but you know. And also, I did request somebody from I request from the meeting person. We could talk to the project manager either on Zoom or in person. Talk about the construction and all that, and the demolition construction. So that's upcoming for future soccer night, so we'll see. Incidentally, the DCFC preseason men's is going on. Now, I have to emphasize this again. They're doing it in closed session, so we don't have no video or verbal reports except what posted on social media. So
Yeah,
right now,
the last game that they played was on Saturday. It was a 1-0 loss to SC Cincinnati, in which SC Cincinnati scored on a penalty kick.
Yeah, you're right. That's a court-oriented major. But the first game of the preseason was a 2-2 draw against Sporting Jacksonville, one of our new East Coast rivals.
One of our new East Coast opponents. Not really a rival as of yet. I don't see a rivalry happening anytime soon.
Yeah, all right. I'm mad because Tim Tebow is involved.
Rival would be, say, like Lou City, which we play 4 times, by the way.
4 times, oh brother. 3 in the regular season, 1 in the Tire Cup.
Yes. So yeah, that would be a rivalry. Pittsburgh.
Yeah, and as we are recording this right now, we're facing on League One FC Naples, also in Florida. So you'll hear about it probably next week on the Musings or Soccer Night, Detroit pregame. I don't think because they're on the road against Louisville this week.
And all it is right now is, like I said, it's the preseason. That's all it is.
Take
it for what it's worth.
Like we say on every other sport, Lions football, baseball, and hockey and basketball, preseason doesn't count. Nope.
Yeah.
They're just practicing. Let's say it's practice.
So yeah, almost a month from now, they'll be right here playing against Brooklyn FC in the opener for the season.
I know.
For
One
2026.
more season at Keyworth, and also speaking of the ladies, we had some news.
Yes, we did. The schedule has come out for the USL-W season. The first game will be taking place in Ann Arbor on Saturday, May 16th, as AFC Ann Arbor and Detroit City FC will be, actually, what is it? Begins with a trip to AFC Ann Arbor on Saturday, May 16th. Detroit City will open up its home schedule on May 23rd against Kalamazoo SC here at Keyworth Stadium before hitting the road for matches against Union FC Macomb on May 27th and Midwest United on May 30th. And that will round out May. In June, they will be hosting Ann Arbor, or AFC Ann Arbor, on June 3rd. June the 6th, they will take on Kalamazoo FC on the road over at Mayor's Riverfront Park. Then they will return to Ann Arbor for the third installment of that rivalry with AFC Ann Arbor on Tuesday, June 16th. They will close out the regular season with Union FC Macomb here on Saturday, June 20th, and then Midwest United on June 24th. And they will conclude the regular season here against Union FC Macomb on June 27th. So 3 matchups with Union FC Macomb and Ann Arbor. Kind of like, it's kind of like regional friendly when you think about it.
Yeah, I can't wait for the ladies to stoke in one last season at Keyworth as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the extra matches come with Union FC Macomb and AFC Ann Arbor, as I mentioned. Both There's going to be 2 matches against USC or Union FC Macomb here at Keyworth Stadium, which I'll be probably standing with the Nationals people down a little bit further from where I'm standing right there, because they usually grab that last shipping container for that one. But needless to say, and then traveling on the road to take on AFC Ann Arbor twice in the year, including the opening game.
Yeah, we're going to hoping see who will be on the team. We know some of them. We know like Hannah Crum, our favorite mascot here on Soccer Night Detroit.
We should get an interview with her in the next couple soccer nights.
Oh, okay.
Her and Kayla Addison both talk about the schedule.
All right, that's going to be something.
Yeah, we'll see if we can get them after matches, and we'll devote some time to that.
Yeah, and the big question is going to start in a goal. You mentioned Allison Point had surgery for hand.
Yeah, we hope she's out. Yeah, go ahead.
Covering the indoor season. The big question: will it be fully healed before outdoor season? Maybe.
That's what we're hoping for. Hand surgeries usually don't take that long to recover, so I think she should be fine by the time May rolls around. It's just right now during the MASL-W season that becomes a hindrance. And thanks to Becca Prisbalo for joining the lineup, along with Kirsten Williams as your 1-2 punch at goaltender for Detroit City FC.
I know. Okay.
So,
well, let's do some news involving USL teams. And one team that has been in danger for almost, I think, 3 or 4 years now after their stadium plans blew up after they built under a ancient burial site.
Indian burial site. Native American burial site.
And ever since then, they've been cursed, considering that Indianapolis have shifted their focus of getting the MLS team. But then there's some rumors about a possible MLS move involving the Vancouver Whitecaps. What's the deal there?
Yeah, the stadium issue over there is a big one over there. Now they recently purchased land where the old horse racing track used to be, which is nearby. I want to say Empire Stadium, where they used to play a long time ago.
Yes, a long time before BC Place.
I was gonna say before. I was gonna say even I think during the days of when they were in USL Championship or USL PDL or whatever it was. Or USL, or it might have been USL Pro at that time.
Yeah, and at the time they signed a memorandum of understanding that they have explicit negotiation of building a soccer stadium on the site, getting away from BC Place. But the problem is, oh, brother, trying to get a deal, and not only that, the lease that
this is an agreement in principle. This stadium deal, from what I understand.
The bigger question: who's going to fund it?
And who's going to be owning the club? And who's going to be owning the club?
That's a good question. And that's the reason why last week's story of Indianapolis popped up, because Indianapolis say, hey, we're available despite being a USL club playing at Michael Carroll Stadium. I got that stadium right. I don't want to confuse it with our former player, City legend Stephen Carroll. But, could this be an opportunity to kill off the Indy 11 once and for all?
Could be, because every time a MLS club has come into a market, the USL club usually dies, as recently as San Diego Union. A couple years back,
San Diego Loyal. Sorry.
San Diego Loyal. A couple years back. Also, another club that went by the wayside was St. Louis FC.
I remember. Yeah, this was before I followed the USL because we were in it.
Yeah, because when the MLS club came in there, that's pretty much killed the other club. Plus, we've had some USL clubs move up into MLS, obviously via the money aspect, but such as Nashville FC, FC Cincinnati, and whatnot.
Yeah, and Indianapolis, the city leaders have been trying to get a team ever since 11 Park, which, by the way, still promote on the Indy 11 website. They tried to build it, but they realized they were building it on a old cemetery, something like that. And that field's been killed off. And ever since then, the city leader has been trying to divest from the 11 say, hey, it's possible to get an MLS team. They've been trying to kill them off for the last 4 years.
Exactly, and it's just been, it's a situation in progress, a situation that fluctuates from day to day, and you hear the big brickyard. I mean, the last time I was in Indianapolis was a couple years ago, and that was when that got into full gear, and the Brickyard Battalion does not want this. Obviously, they would rather keep their club there, but it seems like it's becoming a fight in which it's almost becoming a losing cause. And now, if Vancouver were to move from there and possibly to Indianapolis, that could be the death nail to the Indy 11.
And we would lose one of our natural rivals we've been developed over the last 5 years.
Yeah, exactly. And now with the fact that there is going to be a USL1 club now in Fort Wayne, and with the talk of promotion, relegation, and all that stuff, it may not be that long before there will be another soccer alternative in the state of Indiana professionally, other than the MLS club.
And Fort Wayne is about, 30, 40 miles northeast of Indianapolis?
Roughly, yeah.
Okay.
It's north of there. You can go north there on I-69, I believe.
I see, yeah.
So.
And speaking of one more hire, I saw the flashy presentation. Atletico Dallas, who will not come in the league until 2027, hired their first ever head coach, Peter Lusunia. He played 500 games internationally over 18 seasons, including Marseille, which he's from, PSG, and Atletico Madrid. Ended his playing career with FC Dallas. Was a manager of FC Dallas a couple of years ago, and now, scratch that. He was a manager for one season in 2024, and now will take over the reins of their USL rival, which will be headquartered in Garland, Texas, which is a suburb of Dallas.
Yes,
big get.
Yeah, big get for them, and it shows you that the ball's going to be rolling there for a club that'll. I think the high aspirations obviously are getting into USL Premier, from what I've been understanding, and all getting vibes from. I just heard a podcast in which John Morrissey was on, and they were talking about the potential clubs going into USL Premier, that being one of them. So, we shall see what should happen there. Maybe they come in 2027, maybe they come in 2028, but that's a huge step going forward as far as getting the team together to compete in the USL, whether it be in the championship or Premier in their first year.
Yeah, and by the way, that's the reason why they announced it early. Just get the ball rolling, see who's available for Dallas. So we will see. Also, I think it was about a month ago, I listened to Morning Kick Around, the show we listened to. I haven't been doing the last couple of episodes because I'm watching the Olympics. For God's sake.
Davis and Robert Kerr, by the way.
Yeah, they had the one of the people from Dallas talking about the design crest. The lion or wolf.
The Slytherin crest.
The Slytherin crest, yeah, and this is true in lore of pre-Dallas in the 1860s, because usually the wolves always come, and usually it would be the snake against the wolf, and it's 50-50. Sometimes the wolf will take care, and sometimes the snake will kill off the wolf. It's in lore, by the way.
Wasn't there a wolf in the Harry Potter series?
I think so. I'm not sure.
I don't know what what dorm it represented or not, or whatever. I'll have to ask my daughter because she's the big Harry Potter follower.
Well, me, I play Animal Crossing, and when that logo came out, I thought they probably took it out, they created it in the Animal Crossing design your own crest thing. So, but it was a very interesting conversation that predates the forming of the city of Dallas.
Interesting stuff there. So,
speaking of Southwestern culture, something I didn't.
It's not all about cowboys and ranchers.
Nope. Cowboys and to get transformed in Thunderstorm and wound up in present-day Dallas. There was a TV series back then in 1986, and it featured Richard Roundtree. The name of that series escaped me. I can't remember the name of the show. You know what I mean?
First exposure I got to Dallas was the Cowboys back in the 70s.
You mean the actual football team?
Yes.
And then
I was
there's
a Pittsburgh Steelers fan back then because I couldn't stand the Cowboys. And I still can't to this day.
yeah, you, me, and everyone know who follow football, literally, yeah. Speaking of which, let's talk to another football and let's go overseas because this has been a very interesting week of two games. One you follow, one I follow, and it involved a haircut and a crazy game. I'm going to start with you with Man City versus Liverpool.
Yeah, before we go into that, though, let's talk about coaching change that happened
Oh, yeah, this was the big one, and I was kind of surprised. Another coaching change in the Premier League.
Yes, Thomas Frank got sacked today as far as manager of Tottenham Hotspur. Right now, currently, Frank has, let's just say, the team has pretty much shit the bed. Let's just put it that way in the Premier League. Currently, right now, they sit in 16th position, 29 points, 5 points up on West Ham. And after the loss yesterday, he got shown the door. Despite the fact that Tottenham currently right now is, I believe, in the top 4 or 5 in the Champions League. And they currently got a bye going into the next round, or around the 16th.
Are you talking about the Champion League?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, granted, they had the easy schedule and whatnot, but they still managed to get into the top 8 of that competition. However, in the Premier League, it's kind of like last year when Ange, they were struggling in the Premier League. However, they were doing well in the Europa League.
Oh, brother.
So they've been doing fantastic in Europe. When it comes to their domestic play, it hasn't been all that great.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised when it was the latest manager to go. There have been so many changes, I lost count.
Yeah, and now they're talking, it looks like Harry Redknapp's being considered as one of the top candidates as far as that goes, as being a replacement for them, maybe a caretaker manager going forward. We don't know what's going to happen. I believe they have another game this weekend. I think the FA Cup, or are they out of the FA Cup? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
I think they might be out of the FA Cup as well. So they got a week to figure things out because right now, as I'm looking at it here.
Next week, Tottenham play in the punishment round, League One.
Yeah, so their next opponent is Arsenal on February 22nd. So they got a little over a week to figure things out.
I know, and don't forget you have a championship fixture as well. You know what I mean? So.
They're not in the FA Cup. So, like I said, that's their next match. So they gotta take on Arsenal next in the North London Derby.
I know. Okay.
So they got to figure things out real quick.
And I'll be juggling around with the remote because remember, the Olympics are still on.
But
they don't take a break, literally.
Yeah. But I guess the saga continues for a certain man that has a nice little strand going.
Honestly, I will say this again. I was watching, in the first half, but then when I watch it from the second half, oh my God, 50th minute, they scored a sneaky little goal, and my face was, oh no.
What's going to happen?
Dude, is this sort of like a scene from the one of my favorite movies nobody know about, The Great White Hype, Damian Wade, Samuel L. Jackson. I remember when the Irish guy got knocked out with the little kid. Oh, Danny boy. Yeah, I felt like, oh no, God, it's just like, oh my God, he'll never get his haircut at this rate. Oh, brother.
So he's
But
got
then
to
there
wait
was
another
some hope.
month.
Then there was hope. Then in the 60th minute, Manchester United thought they scored a really great goal. And yes, I'm saying yes, and then three minutes later, nope, no good. Offside. Oh, brother.
Yeah. So basically, I mean, currently right now, as we're looking, because I believe there's games going on right now, but right now they're still in
Manchester,
fifth. I mean, they're unbeaten in their last five. They
yeah,
still
you're
got
right. But the role, his bet was 5 wins in a row. No draws, not unbeaten five in a row. And oh my God, the internet has been clowning him today, including videos of his reaction. And when they scored the equalizer, everybody was hoping, and then the double whistle didn't happen.
nope, it didn't happen, sadly. So let's
And
look at the next. Let's look
worse,
at the next five for Man
I read
United.
this that some of the West Ham players today took a haircut just to rub it in.
Well, they got to worry about getting out of the 17th or 18th spot right now, and they're getting
Yeah,
pretty close. I think they're a couple points behind Nottingham Forest right now.
yeah, you're right. Yeah, but I feel bad for the kid. I feel bad. You know what I mean? I've been following his account. It's just now that the likelihood of winning 5-0 with their games left is 7%. So he may start over, but man.
So here's the next five for Man United. Everton at Hill Dickinson Park on the 23rd. Then on March 1st, they take on Crystal Palace, who's been struggling heavily as of late. Newcastle on March 4th. Aston Villa on March 15th. That's not going to be an easy challenge, but it's at
Good
Anfield,
luck
so you
with
never know.
that.
Or
Good
not
luck with
Anfield, but
that.
Old Trafford, so you never know. And then
Good luck with
Bournemouth.
that.
What?
Good luck with that against Aston Villa.
Actually, yeah. And Aston Villa has been struggling as of late themselves.
Wow.
So,
Yeah.
and then Bournemouth on March 20th, 4 o'clock game, and then the rivalry against Leeds on April 11th. So that's the next six.
Yeah,
So
speaking of
possibility
which,
you could get them to, it's not going to be possibly until April or March 20th until the next international break.
and not only that, you have to understand one thing: winning 5 in a row in a domestic league, it's not that tough. Literally,
Unless you're one of the cream of the crop.
you're
If
right.
you're a Liverpool or a Man City or even this year, I mean, really and truthfully, winning 5 in a row is hard to come by. It's not like it was the last couple years where you had Man City at the top or Liverpool at the top. You, you know, they could get like 5, 6 in a row as far as wins go. It's not that easy anymore. I
I
think it's
know about
very
that.
competitively balanced this year.
I know. Yeah. Speaking of which, Man City over the weekend. Holy cow! A great victory for your Man City
Uh,
against
Let me
Liverpool.
tell you, I mean, first off, okay, they did a comparison as far as the ratings between the Super Bowl and the game between Man City and Liverpool at Anfield. I believe it was over 700 million. Am I right on that one?
1 billion people around the world watch soccer, and yeah, 700 million, about 6 times the size of the 158 million who saw the Super Bowl on Sunday. I was one of them.
700 million caught the game on Sunday between Liverpool and Man City. Now, grant you, the first 74 minutes of the game wasn't anything to write home about.
A
However,
boring game.
things changed though in that matchup. And as I go back to it, let's see here. So, Yeah, things changed though in that matchup on Sunday. In the 74th minute of play, when Sabazale scored the goal to give Liverpool the lead. At that point, and even beforehand, me being the Man City fan was thinking to myself, this race is over.
Yeah.
There was no way that they were going to come back. Although, yes, Arsenal has had an 8-point lead and ended up bottling it. In the end, we've seen this before. I thought after that point, they were 9 points down. They weren't going to come back. Yeah, Sabazale's goal in the 74th minute almost was the death knell for Man City. However, 10 minutes later, Bernardo Silva would score to make it 1-1 on an assist by Erling Haaland. And then we go into extra time. So at that point, they were back to 8 points down at that point. And then
the man they call
by
Thor.
Allison Becker.
Sorry, jump the gun.
Forward off a goal-scoring opportunity by Erling Haaland, or forward off a goal-scoring opportunity by Manchester City. He gets a yellow card. Erling Haaland goes to the spot, puts it in the back of the net, 2-1 in favor.
They call him the man they call Thor, man.
Yep, got it in the spot, scores at Anfield. Mark that off the list as far as his goal scoring in the Premier League, because I don't think he scored at Anfield as of yet until then.
No.
So,
but there was a potential third goal, and it was a beauty. It was scored from midfield. Said, "Oh no!"
It was just rolling. It was just mindlessly rolling to the net, literally just mindlessly rolling to the net. Ryan Cherky from midfield. I mean, he didn't put a lot of effort into it. And then this thing just rolling and rolling and rolling. Mind you, I'm listening to the game on Sirius XM. I wasn't watching it when it occurred. Erling Haaland's making chase of it, chasing the ball towards the net to possibly, guide it in.
Yeah.
And then Sabazale grabs Haaland by the shirt, pulls him down, ball goes into the net. They originally counted the goal. However, they disallowed it.
What for?
A foul. But the foul was on Sabazale. So probably the foul occurred after, or just before the ball. But in turn, Sabazale denied a goal-scoring opportunity for Erling Haaland. Guess what he got? He got the red card. Bye-bye.
Oh, my.
In the 13th minute of stoppage time.
Oh, my.
So, needless to say, yeah, so it ended up being 2-1 in favor of City. They get the win. They're now 6 points behind Arsenal right now. They are getting ready to play. In fact, they probably already started as I'm recording right now. They're taking on... let me go back here to today. They're taking.
Remember the 5-hour time difference between U.S. Eastern Time and British Standard Time.
Right. Yeah. So today's game, they're taking on Fulham. Yeah, they're taking on Fulham right now.
Okay.
So they're in the they're in the 20th minute of play. So that started. Oh yeah, that started 2:30, I guess. But but right now they have a chance.
The bottom, we mentioned the teams on the bottom. Brighton with 31-14, Leeds with 30, Tottenham 29. That's the reason why they fired their manager. Nottingham Forest 26, West Ham with 24, and the only two teams guaranteed to go down is Burnley with 15 and Wolves with.
Yeah. Going back to that Man City Liverpool game, though. Now, did you see the foul that was committed outside the box? Involving, I believe it was involving Mo Salah or whatever it was.
No, I didn't. What happened?
I think it was. I'm trying to think who it was. I think it was a Gahey that pulled him down. And they were saying that there was a possibility that it could have been a denied of a goal scoring opportunity there.
Oh my!
So Gahey, I guess the referees decided that the incident occurred outside the box and there was no threat of a goal scoring opportunity at the time, but Gahey was given a yellow card instead of a red.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people were saying Gahey should have gotten the red card for that. Now, I personally did not see the play myself because, obviously it was on the radio and I had a chance to see the play. But a lot of people were saying that Gahey's foul on Salah could have altered his chance of scoring a goal. Now, I don't know if you saw that or not.
I didn't see it. I was watching the Olympics. I was flipping between the Olympics, Bundesliga, and Premier League on Saturday.
So here's the deal. Okay, we were talking about the 700 million people that saw the game between Man City and Liverpool worldwide. Okay, did NBC make a mistake by putting this game on Peacock?
I would say yes and no. The game was on Peacock, but you are right. Because it was Super Bowl Sunday, you know what I mean? And they should have had time to show the game between Manchester City and Liverpool, but they did not.
They set aside 2-hour blocks on Saturday for the evening games.
Yeah,
during the regular season. Why?
Yeah,
it's like, why couldn't you set a 2-hour block with perhaps a game that was very, I was going to say, very integral to what could happen down the road as far as the Premier League standings are concerned, as far as the table is concerned. This is a
you're right. They should have devoted it to our, they should have devoted to our top 1 hour from Curry and 11, and then you have the Super Bowl. Like I said, 12 noon hour is a dead garbage time because the NFL showed the road to the Super Bowl, which they always do the first hour. Then, all right, pregame, it's all yours.
That would have been a perfect lead in the Super Bowl coverage, in my opinion.
You're right.
That would have been a perfect lead-in. And I understand, I guess they got public affairs programming and all that stuff. I don't know if NBC had Olympic coverage prior to the Super Bowl.
Olympic coverage prior to the Super Bowl. That was the Olympic coverage 12 noon, and then headed up to football up until 10 o'clock, go to Olympic prime time, local news, Olympic night, and a replay of...
The time difference between Milan and... say here in the United States, isn't that like 6 hours or whatever it is?
Yeah, 6 hours. Yeah.
Okay, 6 hours time difference. 5 hours for England. Obviously, we all know this. 5 hours between England and the United States here.
Mm-hmm.
So easily they could have set aside a 2-hour block for this game. I wouldn't say this was a total classic, as I mentioned. Business didn't pick up until the 74th minute of play. Mm-hmm. But grant you, this is a primetime battle with table implications.
Yes, and they're 6 points closer to Arsenal.
And with Liverpool as well, because they're trying to get a top 5 spot as well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I'd say big mistake on NBC's part. They should have had this game because this was a marquee game, no matter how you slice it. And they had it on Super Bowl Sunday of all days.
Yeah.
So, but needless to say, I mean, for those that watched it, there were 700 million people around the world that watched that game. That was a bigger game. I think it had more excitement in the last 30 minutes of play than the entire Super Bowl itself.
Yeah, that Super Bowl was boring until the fourth period.
Well,
everybody
when they traded touchdowns, that was about the most exciting part.
Well, let me tell you one thing. Thank God for the Bad Bunny halftime show. That was awesome to silence all the haters, but they haven't silenced most of the haters. I'm not going to go into politics, but it was a great, great show, by the way.
I don't think Bad Bunny lip synced.
No.
Just saying.
No.
Just saying.
No. Bad Bunny didn't lip sync except for another show that, he clearly...
That's why I left it at that. That's why I left it at that.
I know.
And yes, sadly, I did see the reaction video, not the actual video. Do I want to give time to them? Not so much. Give them another fake rating. By the way, you can boost this if you're watching, you can boost this. Give us a boost on there and all that stuff. Make it, try to get it into the mainstream as far as that goes. There's a little button there where you can do that as you're watching the video. Give us a like, give us a follow and all that stuff, subscribe and all that stuff. But yeah, there's a little thing on there where you can boost this thing.
Well, guess what? It's now time for sorry, not sorry. Things in soccer that are either upsetting us or saddening us. And well, let's play the intro.
I've got a lot of problems with you people, and you're gonna hear about it.
Yes, brother.
All right. First off, I'm gonna go ahead and earlier last week, Barcelona. They were one of the two remaining clubs that tried to keep this Super League thing. Remember the Super League?
I remember this from either 5 or 6 years ago. I remember the classic viral video when Gary Neville, who is an analyst on Sky Sports Soccer, was not happy of 6 English teams and 6 international teams want to form their own league where there's no promotion relegation. It's just like, because they want
Just
to
like
make
MLS.
a lot of money.
Just like MLS.
Yeah. Go bigger.
But one of the key components of the Super League happens to be a club who thinks their shit don't stink. They've won the most European trophies.
They had all the talent in the world, literally.
By all the talent of the world.
Uh-huh.
I mean, they treat it as a players' club, but they also treat the game like they are holier than thou. I don't care how many European trophies you got, but Real Madrid, they are so full. They have been and always will be so full of themselves.
Oh, brother.
Yeah, Florentino Perez, the whole group there. They just they just fired Xavi Alonso a couple weeks back because he wasn't getting along with Vinny Jr. Vinny Jr. was crying all the time. I'm sure Mbappe was crying all the time as well. They keep buying these players. They keep trying. I mean, they're basically, them and Barcelona are basically the Celtic and Rangers of La Liga.
Okay.
When you think about it, they're the top two. They're the top two clubs that fight back and forth.
Pretty much true, especially with their El Clasico rivalry game in the regular season.
Yeah, exactly, and it's always, and I think that was when I believe Ronaldo was a part of Real Madrid as well, and of course the epic battles back in the early aughts between the two of them. I mean, those are classic battles. But the thing is with Real Madrid, they think they're God's gift of football. And I've always said that about Liverpool as well, on the English side. Yeah, 20 championships and all that stuff. Most European cups from England. I always thought Liverpool was the God's gift of football. They're minor league compared to Real Madrid.
Okay.
And when I say they're God's gift they think they're God's gift of football, they think whatever says goes. Whether it be the Super League, whether it be this, that, or the other thing. They are no better than any other football club around the world. No better than Manchester United, no better than Liverpool, definitely no better than Barcelona, no better than Bayern Munich, no better than PSG, who are the defending Champions League winners. You're just another football club. And I don't care if the Bernabeu is like one of the most, state-of-the-art stadiums in the world. You're just a football club. I don't care how many trophies there are. You're not going to control European football. And you're the only one left standing now with this whole Super League thing. Get rid of it. Don't worry about it anymore. It's dead. It was dead when the 6 Premier League clubs, led by Manchester City, by the way, and Chelsea, decided that they weren't going to follow what Real Madrid was going to do. you're just standing alone, and you think I don't care how many European trophies you got. You're just another football club, and you always will be just another football club. Just like Detroit City is just another football club, even though it's the club we love.
I know. I know. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. It is dead because, like I said, when this whole thing happened, all the other leagues who were represented, who were in the Super League, including EFA, they were not very happy, and they almost said, go ahead, break away. We'll throw 6 more teams and all that. But thank God it's almost dead because I think, and
I
I
think
always
it
have
is dead. It is dead. I don't think anybody's gonna, and
no,
UEFA
no,
did the right thing. I think with the new format that they have, I do enjoy this format, the league play format where 36 teams are in. You take your top 24, go from there. I love this format. It
yeah,
does create a
everybody loved
lot of
it.
drama, and we've seen that.
We saw that a couple of weeks ago, which was
Yes. So
drama there. Yeah.
I'm
Well,
starting.
my sorry, not sorry is a little sad, oh brother, because remember 10 years ago, one team disrupted the entire UK ecosystem. Leicester City, 5,001 long shot to win the Premier League, did almost the impossible. It disrupted the 6 team that you would usually see: United, City, Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea. What other team I'm forgetting? But they won it. 5,001. You probably know the better lost big time, literally.
Jamie
Well, that
Vardy
was
on that squad.
yeah, that was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
10 years ago, and unfortunately, I think they get them encouraged. It kind of remind me of Fantasy Island. All right, here I go with the reference again. Remember, for $50,000, you could live your wildest fantasies come true, according to Mr. Road, who's sitting in his crazily large golf cart like that. But as you probably noticed, and I noticed this rewatching it a few years ago, every fantasy have a curse. And unfortunately, Leicester City hasn't been their self. They've been up in the Premier League, yes, but then went down a bit. Had to win the championship, get back in the Premier League, and oh my, they had a lot of problems. First, their owner died in a tragic helicopter crash outside King Power Stadium while leaving the stadium. That was his MO. You know what I mean? And then everybody was sad. And then the son took over, and oh brother, not been good, literally. And now, I don't want to say it, they hit rock bottom. Last week, they were deducted 6 points by the European English Football League for financial fair play penalty for stuff they did when they were in the Premier League. And now they went from maybe we're safe to, yes, battling their lives in relegation, sitting in 31 tied. And you don't want to, everybody are afraid they may go down to League One, which is below the Championship League, which is Division 3, join Tupper Wednesday, which also been punished because of misconduct of their former owner. They got deducted 18 points. So it's so sad to see what could have been the most really popular teams, Leicester City, based on that win alone, being down in the 3rd division. Kind of sad. And nothing is helping. A lot of the players left. Jamie Vardy left last year. Nobody's hardly recognizable from that 2016 team. And it's a sad, I don't want to say collapse, but it is. It's very sad.
It's like, one of the feel-good stories of the Premier League that, was, they had the natural high, winning the title, doing the impossible. They won the champion. They won the league in 2016, and then the downfall. And I almost likened it to when the Tigers when we lost Mike Ilitch, and you know the downfall of what the Tigers and the Red Wings were under Chris Ilitch and all that stuff. And the declining. Now here I am wearing a Tigers jersey, wearing a Justin Verlander jersey after finding out that he got signed yesterday. Well, we all know what happened with Skubal, but I almost liken it to what the way the Tigers and Red Wings felt after Mr. Ilitch died.
Yeah.
And how they've been trying to get back to credibility ever since, despite an owner that is unwilling to spend money
as well, and relevance as well.
Yeah, despite of an owner not willing to spend money, and I almost likened it to that.
Yeah,
and I think I still do because of the fact that there was not a willingness to spend and be competitive and all that stuff. It sounds like the family is not willing to spend and be competitive. And that's a sad thing, especially, and I understand all the rules and regulations with FFP and all that stuff, just, trying to buy players and all that stuff when you're not making the money to buy those players.
Wow.
And when the financials aren't working right, that's when problems arise. And unfortunately for them, it kind of got them in the butt at this point.
I know, and I know the payout between Champion League One and League One, it's a little bit less, literally.
Yeah, and you would hope for change down the road.
You're right, and don't forget they are working with their balloon payments because, like I said, when you go down from Premier to Champion, you are covered under balloon payment for about 3 or 4 years until, okay, train wheels up, you're on your own.
Yep, and we just hope that, for the sake of both those clubs, Sheffield Wednesday and Leicester City, that they find their way and they can come back up and stronger and maybe more competitive in the long run there. But it is sad, you go from, and another team, when you think about it, one of those teams that won the Premier League without, shall we say, then nobody thought that would win the Premier League, Blackburn Rovers.
Yeah.
They're still hanging around. I think they're still hanging around championship.
Yeah, you're right. They won the first ever Premier League. That's the only two teams.
Well, Manchester City or Manchester United won the first Premier League, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
They were the first underdog story in the Premier League.
Yeah, they were the first underground story, and they've been hovering around championship for, I don't want to say forever, but forever. Yeah,
they haven't been in the Premier League in quite a while. I think the last time I remember they were in the Premier League, it was right around the time Manchester City was starting to insert their dominance in the league.
Yeah, is that the team when David Beckham was on the team?
Who?
Playing?
Who?
David Beckham.
When Beckham was playing, that was in the 90s. So Blackburn won in the 90s.
Yeah, I see.
So they were part of that. They were part of that era in the Premier League. So
the only two teams that disrupted the UK ecosystem, Blackburn and Leicester City, winning the title.
Newcastle was up there too. Newcastle, I would say, was up there. They won a Premier League title.
Well, what's the team again?
Newcastle.
Back
in the 90s.
I see. Okay.
So, yeah. I mean, there were other teams other than the Big Six. Well, not including Tottenham.
Yeah. Okay.
Quick before we go. Tottenham, are they a Big 16?
No. I would still think.
You don't think they are anymore?
I'll say the top 5 is Chelsea, Arsenal, Liverpool, Man City, Man United. I can't think of a 6th team. So
right now, there's a couple in contention, but definitely no. Tottenham's no longer a Big 6 team.
Okay.
I kind of feel the same way you do.
Okay. All right.
So
well, nice show today.
Good show today, and like I said, here at beautiful Keyworth Stadium, almost about the way from the opening day against Brooklyn FC. So taking a week off. The women play Sunday in Louisville. The Jour de Fleur still going on. Look at the Facebook page for Northern Guard supporters to find out how you can make a pledge. Going to the Michigan Immigrants Rights Center for every Detroit City FC goal scored during this 2-game competition, and also the Louisville. Of course, they'll show you. There is a link to the Google Forms page in which you can make your donation or make your pledges there. And of course, once those goals are tabulated, whatever goals are scored times by the amount you donate is what you will end up having to make your donation to one of those great causes in this competition.
Okay.
So,
all right.
But nonetheless, we'll be back again next week. Most likely, I'll be at home.
Instead of the cold, chilly weather, I'm going to go out again on Tuesday, barring bad weather, to take what's new at the stadium site. We want to keep our fans accountable how the demo of the hospital is doing, so we're keeping them honest.
Absolutely, as we try to do here at the Musings and Soccer Night in Detroit. So, and then next week we got the owners meeting as well. So we'll find out more at the owners meeting.
Okay, all right,
all right.
And I'll be watching the Olympics during that time. So contact me next week.
Absolutely. So we will talk again next week for Steve, who's in the warm part of Hamtramck.
Yeah, very cozy, comfy, and still happy that Bad Bunny happened. So be good, everybody, and I'll see you next week.
All right, and we'll talk to you next week. I'll be at the field house next week for the meeting and whatnot, so we'll probably try to record there. Until then, folks, keep your feet in the ground, keep reaching for the galaxy, and most of all, be good.